going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of my most anticipated horror films of the year, and that is Skinamarink. I first saw this trailer when I went to go see Christmas Bloody Christmas, and it just made me feel uneasy. I really enjoyed the way that it looked, and I was just really excited to check this film out. The film tells the story of two children that wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing and all the windows and doors in their homes have vanished. Now, going into this film, I knew exactly what I was going to be getting because the trailer made it feel very uneasy, and I thought it was going to be a strong narrative film. However, what you see in the trailer is exactly what the film is. It's just shots of dark, creepy hallways and kids talking and a lot of creepy voices that make you feel uneasy. What Paranormal Activity was able to do for me, this movie made me feel that again. Paranormal Activity made me feel violated in a place where I'm supposed to feel safe, and that is my home. That movie made me feel like there is somebody watching me at this very moment as I am shooting this, and that is exactly what Skinamarink did for me because it was very unsettling, unnerving. This movie does not rely on jump scares, and I think that is what makes this movie very effective. There are a lot of jump scares in this movie, but when they happen so far in between that you know exactly how it's going to happen because it is very repetitive. The way that it happens the first time is exactly how it's going to happen for the next couple of times, and this movie just made you feel uneasy. It made you feel like you were at the edge of your seat. This movie is about an hour and 40 minutes, and I just did not feel that length because when I thought we still had an hour left, I quickly checked my phone very nicely and very cautiously, and we had like about 10 minutes left, and I think that is a great big positive for this movie. The film is written and directed by Kyle Edward Ball, and he does a fantastic job. This movie is taking a very found footage style, like if it was made in the 80s or 90s, and it works to an effective degree because you do feel that unsettling nerve that you would feel if you were in this situation at that young age, and it just made you feel very cautious. There are a lot of creepy dialogue. It's not a dialogue heavy film. It is spliced in very well. It feels like if somebody was tracking down ghosts and you hear their recording, that's exactly how this movie feels, and it was just very unsettling. It was just unnerving. I was not able to make up my feeling for this movie when I saw it because there was just a lot going on that at points I didn't know what I was supposed to be watching. I didn't know exactly how I was supposed to experience this movie because it feels like it does make you want to watch it again just so you can get your overall thoughts on this movie because it is a very different type of found footage movie that is so creepy and so effective that it does feel like when you go into your house you're going to be wondering if there's somebody there just watching over you, and that is the most effective and creepiness that this movie is able to deliver, mostly because you don't really see anybody's faces in this movie. You don't get to see the kid's face, you don't get to see the parents' face, and it's just very different as to how they approached this movie. And I think Kyle Edward Ball did a very good job of just making you feel uneasy, making you feel nervous about what was going to happen, making you grip the edge of your seat, and that is what this movie does very well. The way that this movie is presented in the trailers, that's exactly how this movie is going to be, and it's definitely not going to work for everybody. I can see this movie going to be very, very, very divisive because it really is just long shots of hallways and TVs and things, darkness all around, the way that it looks and is kind of presented. It definitely won't work for everybody, but for me, it made me feel unnerved. It made me feel uneasy. And the way that this movie ends, it kind of ends abruptly. You're waiting for something to happen, and it just ends. So I think that is one of the negatives that I have with this movie, is just that it doesn't really feel like it has a climactic end. And that is exactly how I was feeling from beginning to end, because I knew exactly what they were going for. I knew exactly how this movie was being presented. I just didn't know how it was going to wrap up. And just the way that it kind of just ends, it's going to take a lot out of me, but this movie was very effective. It was very creepy. I really enjoyed a lot of the cinematography in this movie. What it was trying to achieve, it achieved in spades. And overall, I would highly recommend that you guys check this film out in theaters, because just making you feel uneasy in a movie theater is going to be a lot easier than making you feel uneasy at home, because this movie is really just set in one location with a lot of creepy dialogue and a lot of creepy noises and sound effects. This movie really does get under your skin at times, but I can see how this movie won't be for everybody, mostly because of just the way that the movie is presented, the way the movie is shot. But it worked for me. I thought there were a lot of great effective jump scares, and just from beginning to end, you're just unnerved. But those are my thoughts on Skinamarink. Have you guys heard of this movie? Are you excited to check this film out? It is playing in limited theaters, and then it's going to be premiering on Shudder. This is a Shudder exclusive, and I think this is a movie that you guys gotta check out, because I will be shocked and surprised if this does not become one of my favorite horror films of the year, because it was just very effective. It was just creepy, and it did everything that you would want this film to do right. Just be warned, it won't be for everybody, so completely understand if it doesn't work for you. But if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more. Click that bell notification so you get notified every single time that a video pops up. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.